right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday. Scrapping with Grandpa's getting ready to watch the UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. And I got a bunch of friends coming over, so I figured I'd make a real quick video because every time I get an extension cord, I cut the end off of that bad boy and I save every single time the ends. Thinking to myself, what a better time than when you don't have anything but time to make a video taking them things out, because I am a micro scrapper and micro scrappers generally make videos like this. So let's, you only need a couple tools, if any. Something to hold your piece in, whether it be nice set of pliers, where you can get a double grip on that thing, pull that thing out. Every time I pull it out, there's no time like the present to just go ahead and wrap it. Now it's not going to go anywhere. Cut it just as close as you can. I don't save this in a small container, to be honest. I throw it right in my number 2. And then, excuse me, I throw this piece right here in my brass. And it's pretty simple. Just cut your cords off, save them. If you have a vise, this is one way to do it. You're dealing with plastic, so sometimes these plastics, I take these things, I twist them once, and then I just use the edge, pull it off. Didn't get any copper with it, but that is brass. See what we got here. Pull the next one, pry it up. This is so simple. If you do get the copper, just wind it up. So when you take it off of here or cut it, it doesn't fall into 50 pieces. Now you have a piece of copper, you have a piece of brass. And if you have a bucket of these things, I throw that right into my number 2, and that's number 1 yellow brass. And I do that on every plug. If it comes out, with any wire, no wire on, I throw it right into my brass. You would not believe how quickly this can add up into dollars. Like I said, you can take either one pair of pliers, twist it up. I think I'm going to turn on my other light. Cut it off just as close as you can. Now you have a piece of number 2 copper right in my copper pile, and you have a piece of number 1 brass. Not that hard, really. The bigger your pliers are, the probably easier it is to hold it. So I just wrap them. All right, I do. I just throw that into my big bucket. It's going into my big bucket. So there's a lot of small copper in that big bucket, filling in them spaces. For me, every time. That's the only part you have to throw away. If you're going to cut your cords, which I do, I have a whole, I think, 35-gallon jug over there. Brass. Brass. Trash. Of extension cord wire. So I save all my extension cords. As soon as I pull them off, as soon as I pull my extension cord wires off, my ends off, I cut them. Look at that, nice. Didn't get much out of that. Didn't get much. But I don't usually get a lot anyways, because when I cut my cords, generally, to be honest with you, I'll cut them way up here because I have a pair of these and that works out real well. And to be honest with you, I'll throw that in with my cords. I don't get busted for an end if I cut it there, which gives me a little bit more weight. Anyways, and there is copper down here that you're not gonna get when you pull out your prong sometimes. So the way I keep it, like I say, is I cut them off generally way up here, leave that with my extension cords. You don't end up with quite so much copper coming out. See how long that is compared to some of them. Sometimes that can be a real problem trying to pull that piece out. So I'm all about easy. Make it easy as you can. If you're gonna get number 2 copper, you do not wanna cut off any of that metal. You're not gonna wanna cut off any of that metal, but you can get number 1, I get anyways, I get clean for that right there. I can even chop that off if I want to. Some people might want to throw that into the dirty. I don't know. I know it's so small you're thinking, oh, it's not worth it. It's all according to what your yard accepts. My yard will accept that as number 1 brass, even if it has a little bit of copper on it, because copper is really more expensive than brass, and as long as it doesn't have any steel on it. So anyways, I just get myself a bunch of them. This is going to be the hard way. Sometimes you can do it. Sometimes you can't. So you don't always have to hold them with a pair of pliers. Sometimes they'll just pop right off of there. But if you're like me and you have a lot of time to spare, I've done all my honeydew lists. Then I'll just come out here and when I'm not making a video, I'm watching YouTube or something, and come out here and just knock these things out. Sometimes this one can be the harder one to get out. Ooh, no, sometimes they just pop off like that. Still brass, and that's trash. Anyways, I got some friends coming over, getting ready to watch some UFC. Had a little bit of time to kill. My darling wife got everything. Oh, look at there, I just stuck myself. So yeah, maybe a glove would be handy on the left hand. It wouldn't be a bad thing if you're not gonna stick it in your vise, because it can get you. It can get you. This is one time that the left-handed glove would not be a bad idea for me. At least the left. I hate it on my right because it's so hard to grab something really good and hard. For me. Sometimes these sideways plugs can be a real bear, and you're gonna hang on to them with all you got. Sometimes they'll pop right out like that. Look at that nice piece of copper. And a lot of people are gonna say, it ain't worth my time to do that. And to be honest, it's not. It might not be worth your time, but I'm not doing anything else, everybody. Scrapping with Grandpa, I don't have anything else to do. Unless I have a honeydew list, which I'm not gonna say I don't. I still have a few things that the honeydew wants me to do. I'm just not gonna be making it today. I just wanted to let everybody know this is easy project. You don't have to have a vise. You don't have to soak these things in hot water. You just have to have a pair of pliers, a pair of cutters, and some of these, and you can make a little bit of money. Am I gonna sit here and make a video on how much money you can make micro scrapping plug ends? No, that'd be silly. Plier ends are coming loose. That'd be silly because I'm not gonna make $10, $15 an hour scrapping plugs. But what I do get out of it, enjoyment. I just enjoy it. I have nothing else to do. I'm filling my time messing around out in my garage, which is my my little spot of heaven. Anyways, till next time, and do what you love and love what you do. Just have a good time doing it. Whatever you do, try to make it a good time. That's all Scrapping with Grandpa says. If you want to have a good time, enjoy what you're doing. So I'm going to watch the fights. See you then.